Okay, today we're gonna make Instapot beef stew. And first I'm going to season it lightly with my go-to seasoning. The way I season is I season everything on top and then mix it to ensure I don't over season the food. Don't over season it because I use the Campbell's slow cooker beef stew in the Instapot. A little bit more, and that should be good enough. Okay, I'm going to put it on saute and put some olive oil in. Okay, enough to coat. Bottom, enough to coat the bottom. I don't like to put too much. And then I lift it and shake it around, make sure everything is coated. Put it back, and then I'm going to wait for that to heat a little bit. The purpose of this is just to brown it a little bit, so it doesn't matter how much I put in there. I can overcrowd it rather. So I'm just gonna wait for that to get a little bit hotter. It's on saute normal. I don't want to put too hot because I don't want it to start smoking in here. So I'll put the pieces in here so it can start browning a little bit. I don't want to mess with it too much. I'm gonna fill it more. So it's gonna brown, and I'm gonna mix it up to make sure that it's brown on each side. I've already cut up my potato for the beef stew right there. So we'll come back in just a moment once it starts browning. Just to show you too, I've raised it to saute, but on the more function, so it can get more heat and brown quicker. If you have to add some more oil because the bottom is dry once you get your other batch, it's okay. The pot is nice and hot and heats up quickly, the oil, so you can go ahead and add that in, and then add your meat in a few seconds. So I've completed browning the meat, and yes, I know it still has red in it, but it's not supposed to be fully cooked. It should just be brown so we can put it for our beef stew. Now if you see the Instapot says it's hot, I'm going to take it off of saute mode and take it off saute mode is off, and now we're going to prepare it for the beef stew. So the Instapot, as you can see, is very hot and it has brown bits in it. So what happens is that when I turn on the Instapot, it can possibly turn into burn. So what you would want to do is, if you're using the Campbell's sauce or whatever sauce that you put in your Instapot for your beef stew, you want to put it in first without any meat in there. So like that you can pick up any of those bits that are in there to make sure you don't get a burn notice. And this is what this looks like inside. And we're just gonna go ahead and dump it in here. And I put water. It says not to put water, but I put water because I put extra meat in it. So I'm going to go ahead and fill one of these with water. And then I pour it in there. And then I will just take my spoon and pick on any bits that might be in there. Just kind of scratch it up. It's not really burned pieces, it's just from the seasoning that I had on my meat. And then I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. I use this one. You could just squeeze it right in there. Oh, I think I put more than 1 tablespoon, but that's fine. Keeps on squirting. I'm gonna clean that off. And this is great because you could just put this right back in the refrigerator and not worry about putting a can away. And again, I'm just gonna mix it all up. Okay, keep mixing. And then once I have it all mixed up, I'm going to put my meat inside the Instapot carefully so it doesn't splash anything. I have my other Instapot over there getting ready for some rice to go in. Put the meat in carefully. Try not to splash it. I'm gonna get this all in there. Once you get all your meat in there, then you put all your vegetables. And I'm going to put some carrots in right now. How much ever vegetables you like. I try not to put the sliced carrots in there because they'll get all mushied up by the time you go to finish it off with the corn. And then I have about 1.5 potatoes in there here that I'm going to put in. Now, that's a lot of potato for this, but I needed to use these potatoes up. I'm going to put that in there. Then I'm going to mix everything all up. Definitely has enough liquid. Okay. Everything that I want in there is in there. And if you're not satisfied with the amount of liquid you have in there, you can add more. I just so happen to still have the container of this that can be passed through one more time. And I think I just need a little bit more of liquid. I'll put that in there. Definitely enough seasoning in there. So now I'm going to put my lid on. Always make sure it's on sealing. Always want to make sure this is on sealing or else it won't go to pressure. And now we're going to set it. And I would set this on the meat setting for 24 minutes. And then we'll come back to that. It will be a natural, not a natural release when it's done. It's a quick release. But once it's done, we're going to put more corn. We're going to put corn in there and run it for about 3 minutes. So because of all the meat and sauce I had in there, it took about 5 to 6 minutes for it to come to pressure. So it's just starting up now. And if you notice, mine has a little Wi-Fi signal is because I have the Instapot smart Wi-Fi. I can set the Instapot to turn on while I'm away from home. It's a really good one. But I also have the Instapot Duo Plus, and I like them both equally. Okay, the beef stew is off. Finished. Now I'm going to do a quick release. And wait until that's all done and the pin drops. Okay, the pin finally dropped in the beef stew. Going to open it. Look at that. Smells delicious. But we are not done. Going to put our frozen corn. Make sure it gets covered with the sauce. Doesn't have to be fully covered. I'm going to take out a potato, make sure it is cooked. And we're going to set it again for 3 minutes. Still has some trap pressure in there. Put it on sealing. Come down here and go to pressure. 4 minutes. And we will be back. Okay, the beef stew is done with the corn in it. Now I'm going to release the pressure. Quick release. And wait for that to come to pressure, release pressure. Okay, the pressure has fully released. We can lift the lid just slowly, just in case you have any trap pressure. And there you go. It's your Instapot beef stew in about 30 minutes. Really tender. Look at that. It just breaks apart.